No joke, and that's the baby.
Yep.
So we're live for the Super Bowl. Uh,
How
we got Shadow in the house with us tonight. me and brother Patrick Strong manning it up tonight. And then there's old Shadow. He tells me Shadow is the baby.
Ain't that right?
Uh,
Say I'm the baby.
wow. How big is Shadow? How much does Shadow weigh?
He's about 105. He's about 105 and he stands about 5'5" when he stands up.
And what is Shadow's what kind
He's
of
a
dog is Shadow?
he's a giant schnauzer. Sit,
A giant schnauzer.
sit. S- Good boy.
Look at him, man. He's well behaved now.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You
Yeah.
want to come up here? Come here. Up. Hmm? Come on. There you go.
Oh man, that's Shadow, guys.
That's Shadow. Look.
Hey Shadow. Hey Shadow. Hey. Hey.
Okay,
Hey Shadow.
you had your time. Now go to back house. Go to the house. Hmm? House.
Well, we Patrick, we thought it was gonna be us. I almost feel like singing Vesta Williams song. Congratulations. I thought it was me.
You know, I know. And now that we've gotten over the shock and awe of that game, that last game, and the Super Bowl is what it is, um, watching Dallas in the offseason so far and watching them look to make status quo or go backwards looking for old, antiquated ways and antiquated players to come in to try and fill roster spots and whatnot versus looking for youth and new ideas is very, very concerning
Absolutely, man.
off season.
Yeah, it's almost like we're trying to figure out. It seems like a soap opera, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's almost like the days of our lives, or as the world turns, NFL version, and just a lot of crazy things going on around the season and with this game, and so we're gonna get into that now. We're gonna talk about it a little bit. Uh, we're gonna go ahead and do our promo. After we do the promo, and this is something I dug up, made me laugh. I've been starting to go and dig up some things off some old shows.
okay.
Yeah, this is something I dug up the other day, and I posted it today, and man, it's already getting piles of laughs, and it made me laugh every time I listen to it.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, you're a bad influence on me.
How am I a bad
You're a bad
influence on you?
influence on me. You are. You're a bad influence on me. I was shy when I came to high school in ninth grade.
You wasn't shy about going in the lunch line.
That guy, man, Michael Bryant's clown, Bam
That's
Man.
funny.
He is a clown, man. Can you hear any of that?
I heard all of that.
Or you can hear that? You can hear the sound effects.
Yep,
Okay,
I could hear everything.
but you just can't hear this. I bet you
Nope.
can't hear the horn. I tell you, yeah, I don't understand. I'll have to fix that, get that component connected. But yeah, I was fighting with COVID-19 for the second time. Thank God for the shots, and thank you for the grace and mercy, man.
Yes,
Because
sir.
I heard it's going around again. So guys, wear your
Yeah,
mask.
I battled at the beginning to start the year. I had it on the first, and for the first time, and thank God that that's behind me, and asking Him to keep it behind me as I travel and come back.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Wear your mask. A
Indeed,
lot of
all the time.
Yeah, wear your mask. I'm gonna be venturing out to church on Sunday and preaching, and I'm past the window. They only give you a 5-day window now, so they give you this medicine, and that medicine, man, had got me feeling right now like I can go take a couple snaps in the
I
in
feel you.
Super Bowl. Yeah, that's right. Until the first one comes, and I get that first initial hit, then they have to say, "Okay, we're gonna go cut the commercial." Cut the commercial. He's not getting up. He cut the commercial. Or I might just throw an interception really quick.
Tell Pam we said, hey.
Yeah, Pam, what's going on? Hi, Pam. Only thing made me feel good about Pam is she's a Giants fan and she's a lot farther from the Super Bowl than we were. So that's
Yeah,
the
and
one good
and
thing.
I speaking of the Giants, I have no idea why we interviewing their defensive coordinator. Yeah, I mean,
Oh
you
man, don't
you
even
gave up
talk
you
about that.
you gave up 40 points how many times this season? I mean,
Yeah,
I
he,
mean,
he got the right name, Wink. He was all right. He just damaged his reputation going down to the Giantsville. He's giving up so much points, man. Oh, listen to her. I'm wondering why you still wearing the cowboy stuff. Laugh out loud. Hey, listen, because I'm a cowboy fan. I'm not going to change, sister girl.
for life, it is what it is.
Oh, she said, I still love you though, and I still love you too. You know that. You and me shall never part. That's right. Still love you too. Absolutely. She says, I know.
Pam, we still love the people in the baby blue. We just love the navy blue more.
That's right. Uh-oh. That's right. I won't forget that. We love the people in the baby blue, but it's the navy blue that we love much more. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. 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 So we're gonna go ahead and get this promo out. And after we do this promo, we're gonna come back and do our show. We're not gonna be too long tonight. Uh, we're gonna definitely breeze on through it, y'all. So here is the promo video. If it looked familiar, it is. I just changed the music. Yeah, the mayor of Steeler Nation been bothering me. So I couldn't respond when he got me because I was down with the COVID. But I said, you know what? I'll get him later. I said, I'll get him later. That's right. I'll get him later. That's what I said. I might not get you now. I'll get you later. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Super Bowl back in Las Vegas. Ah, man. Patrick, what interesting stuff have you heard this week surrounding this Super Bowl?
It's not what I've heard, it's what I haven't heard that's interesting is as they go back and forth and talk about the two teams and the players, when you hear them talk about Kansas City. You hear them talk about Kelsey, you hear them talk about Mahomes, but no one. Uh, I mean, you hear them talk about them, and then when you hear them talk about San Francisco, it's all about Debo, it's all about McCaffrey, and somewhat about Purdy. But nobody's talking about San Francisco's tight end. Nobody's talking about George Kittle at all. And he is going to be a big key for San Francisco during this game. So it's going to be interesting because, we're all tired of Swift does not play football. So I'm tired of talking about Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
But, I listened to Mahomes today who said, made a quality statement when he said, hey, San Francisco brings it every down, every play, and we've got to play our best football or we're going to lose. And that goes to say both ways that this is about penalties and turnovers, and whichever team makes the least is going to win. And
Absolutely.
now I am hearing rumors about our Cowboys about the possibility of Diggs coming to Dallas, and I thought that was interesting. And it should Diggs come and join his brother, if that's actually true or a possibility of happening, what is Dallas doing? And that's going to be interesting.
Okay. Yeah. And I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I know they've been toying with that about Diggs for a while. We got Junior Duncan, man, my main man. He says, "What up, Pat and Corns? What's up, June?"
What's up?
Yeah, we've got Junior Duncan, and and I'm gonna play this again because I don't think Junior was on when I played it the first time.
Yeah.
It makes
Oh, Mike, you're a bad influence on me.
How am I a bad
You're a
influence
bad
on you?
influence on me. You are. You're a bad influence on me. I was shy when I came to high school in ninth grade.
You wasn't shy about going in the lunch line.
Yeah, that Michael Bryant, man. That Michael Bryant.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah, we
and another thing about this particular Super Bowl, I don't even call it inflation. Greed has taken over, and they have really outpriced this Super Bowl for the regular fans. So and it's a shame, as we've seen with some of the other interviews that have popped up, that you've taken the game away from the local fans and the normal fans who actually go out and support these teams, the home teams, and even travel with their teams during the regular season. And now here it is, the biggest game of the year, and it's turning into a rich boy toy. Um, so it's because the prices of the tickets is one thing, the price of the hotel rooms is another, and it's a ridiculous setting right now.
and that's crazy too. And I agree with you. And Junior said I saw it earlier, couldn't stop laughing. June's me neither. I couldn't stop laughing. The Mike's a clown. But yeah, I think we earlier this week, and it's been going up. It's been going up, and I know it's probably even more now. But it was like $12,000 the average ticket at one time this week, and we saw Ocho Cinco and what he had to say, because Ocho Cinco's always been known to be very frugal.
And he was spot on.
Yeah, he was spot on. He said, they taken away the game from the fans. And so how can the fans retaliate? I mean, would they retaliate? Can the fans not show up at some of these can they stop maybe make them feel it another way? But I can't say that, like, not show up to home games, because they'll always find somebody to buy your ticket.
Yeah. you're never gonna. The sport's too big to unite the fans to rebel. Because
Right,
if we could do that, we could force Jerry Jones to change some things, and
right.
that's just not going to happen. Um, so it is what it is. The best thing some of the fans can do is show up at their local stadium,
Hmm.
and because those stadiums will be open so that they can view the games from there. I don't know what they're charging for those seats, but the home teams will make a significant profit by opening up their stadiums to the fans to watch the game at home, versus the ones that are traveling to be at the actual game or to be in
Absolutely,
Vegas.
absolutely. And Patrick Mahomes becomes the first quarterback in NFL history to start 4 Super Bowls before turning 30 years old.
And it says a lot about him. Um, and like I said, I take nothing away. He becomes the first one to start four before 30. Purdy becomes the youngest to ever start one. So it's the quarterback wise, it's a beautiful game, but it's not the quarterback that's going to win this game. This game is going to be won in the trenches, um, with, like I said, turnovers and penalties is going to win this game.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got Bam Mab. What's going on, Mike? Say what's good, brothers. What's up, Bam Mab?
How we doing, Bam?
And we got old Tyrone Simmons, the old bang bang man himself. What's happening, Tyrone?
Ty, you ought to be feeling pretty good tonight as we inch closer to a decision for Sunday.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Ty should be feeling pretty good. Two of the superlatives up here on the on the screen. We've got Brock Purdy at 4,280 yards passing, 31 passing TDs for the season. We got McCaffrey at 1,459 rushing yards, 14 rushing TDs for the season.
Yeah, and it's like I said, and with them, nobody's talking about nobody's talking about Kittle. Everybody's talking about McCaffrey, and everybody's talking about Debo and Purdy. But Kittle is going to be the difference for San Francisco. Um, for Kansas City, I've
Kelsey.
never understood how Kelsey ends up so wide open, but um, they're going to have to find somebody besides Kelsey to beat San Francisco for Mahomes.
Do you think that they're going to be able to stop Kelsey?
I don't know. Like I said, in every game, he seems to find a way to get open, and he's always Mahomes' outlet. And for them, it's going to have a lot to do with how well their run game starts out, and they have a decent run game. And San Francisco's got to be able to stop that run game early. And if they're not able to put a stop to that run game early, it's going to be problematic. But the same way on the other side of the ball, if Kansas City can't stop uh, the run game, it's going to be a problem. So it's definitely going to be a challenge either way. So, but like I said, turnovers and penalties is going to be key on both sides of this ball. And whoever gets an early start, can you score versus just running up and down the field in between the 20s? Can you get in? Can you score? Because I don't expect it to be a high scoring game. I expect it to be low.
Okay. Junior Duncan says they're trying to make him, Mahomes, the face of the NFL. Tyrone mentions their other receivers. He says Kittle, Ayuk, and Jennings. Then we have Tyrone coming back and saying we have to be able to stop the run game from a base defense. So
Yep.
Tyrone is saying that they're gonna have to run a base defense to stop that run game of Kansas City. We've seen that run game successful on the frozen tundra in Kansas City. We've seen that run game successful down in old Buffalo. We've seen the run game successful in cold Baltimore. You know,
Yep.
so I know that the 49ers secondary is suspect. They got the one pretty good lockdown corner, but the other corner is kind of suspect over there. So I think who would drop on Kittle, on Kelsey? That would be Greenlaw, right?
It would be Greenlaw, but I think they'll use a combination. It's not going to just be him because they're going to use Greenlaw as a pass rusher.
Yeah, because
Versus
Greenlaw is not
dropping
going
him
to.
back.
I don't see Greenlaw being able to stop Kelsey.
I don't even see Greenlaw being able to stay with Kelsey.
And so from last week, we mentioned this: never fight until you have to. But when it's time to fight, you fight like you're the third monkey on the ramp in Noah's Ark, and brothers starting to raid. So who's going to be the third monkey on Noah's Ark? Is it going to be
That's
KC or San Francisco?
Yeah. This is that game that you leave it all on the field. There is no reserve. There is no tomorrow.
All right. Tyrone says Warner is the better when it comes to coverage.
Yeah. Fred Warner would be a
Fred
better
Warner.
cover. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fred Warner is the better, and he says Greenlaw is more in the run game. Okay. All right. Okay, Ty, you sound like you got your ducks in a row. I think we mentioned this last week that this season the 49ers, Christian McCaffrey became the first player since the Cowboys, Emmitt Smith, in 1995 to lead the NFL in rushing every week from the start of the season to the finish. And so I saw him do something against Detroit that I hadn't seen him do all year. I saw him run the ball masterfully. Is that going to materialize against Kansas City?
In the second half of the game, I saw McCaffrey run angry, as I like to call it. He was wheeling yards down the field as if he had decided, I'm going to put the team on my back and I'm not going to be stopped. If I see that McCaffrey in this game, then San Francisco will be victorious in this game. But San Francisco has got to keep containment and watch Mahomes. And right now, I don't even know who he's got as wide receivers going down the field because he has a bunch of rookies and whatnot. And what makes him good at what he does is not just finding the open man, but somehow Kittle gets open in the middle of the field all the time. And San Francisco's got to figure out a way to stop that.
Absolutely, brother. In Denmark, if you're unmarried at the age of 25, you get cinnamon thrown all over you on your birthday. So if you do go to Denmark, guys, and the odometer's turned back again, or if you meet a girl and she's 24, or she's putting pressure on you, it's because she doesn't want to get cinnamon thrown all over her, because that's what happens in Denmark.
I will tell you, they have some of the best soft white ice cream in the world because I've been over there and they have some of the nicest people when you visit. So it's not a bad spot to hit. You put it on your bucket list.
So Denmark is soft white ice cream. If I go to Denmark, that's what I'm looking for.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so get that soft serve, that Denmark soft serve. All right. In Australia, when it gets very hot, the nectar in some flowers ferments and turns into alcohol. Bees that get drunk from the nectar are not allowed back in their hive. Guard bees them put them out to prevent them from making the nectar into alcoholic honey.
That's interesting.
And so I put that fact in there because of this. Speaking of alcoholic honey, who's drinking alcoholic honey? That these are some of the guys that we are interviewing for the new defensive coordinator position.
It's a sad day. It is a sad day when you
Zimmer,
look at the list of people.
Rivera, and Rex.
You know, it's bad enough you went and got McCarty off the line, off the couch. Now you're looking to pull somebody else off the couch in order to come in and support him as a defensive coordinator. It's sad that you're not going after any of these young coaches to bring in some fresh ideas and to actually change this Madden script in Dallas, because Dallas, that's the problem with especially on our offense, is so scripted that a lot of defenses are in the backfield as the plays begin because they already know what's coming. And it's not just from watching film, it's just year in and year out. There's no razzle dazzle. There's no trickery. It's just we're just gonna run the ball on first down, and therefore teams are ready for that and they prepare for it. And it's time for some fresh plays and want to show us the awe factor. And we just don't have that as we go through the season.
Tyrone's enjoying this. He talking about Riverboat Ron. Come on, man. And listen here. You ain't trying to sell me that, Tyrone, about Riverboat Ron. The only person that I'm enthused that they have, that they are going to interview or have interviewed is, my choice is dude from Tennessee. That's my choice. Vrabel. Yeah, I want Vrabel, man. I definitely want Vrabel.
I could handle Rabel or the one from the Jets.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, because the Jets had a good defense also. And so Roger Goodell says having the Taylor Swift effect is positive. She knows great entertainment, and I think that's why she loves NFL football. Besides Travis, she's a football fan. Roger Goodell. So he's trying to sell us now and tell us that Taylor's a football fan. Like, he's not glad about that $335.5 million the NFL is making.
He can say what he wants about Taylor, but one thing he won't say is he hates the fact that Jay-Z has that contract now, and she'll never see the halftime show because Beyonce ain't gonna have it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and Tyrone says McCarthy can't handle Vrabel being in the room. McCarthy have to learn to handle Vrabel because McCarthy ain't got but one more year in the room. He really shouldn't be
some winners around him, so
he shouldn't be in the room this year. Yeah, McCarthy shouldn't be in the room this year, really. Honestly, yeah, McCarthy's time is up, really. But I don't understand that. And I don't know if I'm saying this right. You may know the word a little better than me, Pat. The Japanese city of Hanyu, and I'm just gonna say Hanyu because that's what it sounds like, holds an annual office chair race in which participants must race their office chair around a 200-meter track for 2 hours to win a 90-kilogram bag of local rice. So if you're ever in the city of Hanyu, make sure that you get your office chair tuned up so you can get ready for that 200-meter track race to see if you can win that rice, man. Get that rice. But in the track race, and we see here, this is at the Super Bowl. We see these two smiling faces and youth. I guess we can call Patrick. Yeah, we can call Mahomes the veteran because he's the seasoned veteran now.
He is.
Yeah, he's the seasoned veteran now. So we can call Mahomes the veteran. And what do you think they're saying in that conversation, Patrick?
You know, to put both of them together and whatnot. You know, Mahomes doesn't. He doesn't have anything negative to say to Purdy, but
Right.
in this case, I see you coming. Okay, I see you coming, but you're gonna have to bring it. Okay.
Yeah, because Purdy got that leave it the beaver look on his face, you know.
Yep, because
Yeah,
Patrick's got that look on his face like I got two words for you: State Farm.
Stay farm. That's right. Stay farm. That's right. Tyrone Simmons says, Corns, go write some new rhymes and leave these useless facts alone. All right, Tyrone Simmons, you leave my facts alone, buddy. Makes the show more interesting. All right, and so here we've got some words from the defensive coordinator. He says collectively as a team, I can tell you as a defense, it was unacceptable. We talked about that. We got to make sure we play every down as if it's going to be the difference in the ball game. That's the defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes, and he's talking about the first half defense in the NFC Championship versus Detroit. If they play like they played against Detroit, would they ever be able to get back in the game?
No. If Kansas City jump out on top the way Detroit did, there is no coming back in the second half that way. If they do, the NFL is turned into the WWF, and the champion is scripted.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We know we saw the last time these teams got together, we saw San Francisco running all over Kansas City. And you remember they ran that ball, and then they went down to the goal line and they started posing. And that's the last thing they did collectively as a team. Because after that, all bets were off. And I think I know there's some members on that team that remember that game, you know, and Kansas City just came back and proceeded to put a beating on them.
Well,
So
the one thing that's for sure in this game to help San Francisco is you got to play the scoreboard and the clock. Say the scoreboard and points, not the clock. Don't worry about milking the clock. Worry about scoring, because no matter how much time is left on the clock, Mahomes can score. And you just don't play to win, and do not go to that prevent defense. Because if you go to that prevent defense, you will lose this game.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. I so agree.
I
I
don't know
so
why
agree.
any NFL team still has that prevent defense in their defense.
I don't know. I hate the prevent defense. I hate it. So Debo Samuels says I consider rivalries close games. We ain't gonna talk about that no more. That's over with. And he was talking about the Eagles when they played the Eagles and they beat the Eagles this year. Um, how big of a factor do you see Debo being in this game?
Debo is always a bonus for San Francisco, because with him in it, they can run more of their trick plays and more of their options. They can run the option and a few other things that they do well when he's in the game, because he's not just a wide receiver. You can line him up at wide receiver, running back, fullback, halfback. He can play any of the back positions, and um, with him and McCafferty in there together, it creates a different situation for a defense, and it slows down the pass rush because of the fact that they have to account for him when they are running those misdirections and when not in the backfield. Um, and it opens up some running lanes for McCafferty because you don't know if Debo's getting that ball or if he's getting it, and it gives him that extra second or two to advance the ball down the field.
All right. Thank you, sir. I agree with you 100%. A feral pig in Australia drank 18 cans of beer and fought a cow. He then passed out under a tree.
He must have did it in Washington.
Oh man, oh man. So, um, I don't even have anything to say about that old feral pig. Let me just move on. Uh, so Chuck E. Cheese's official backstory is that he is an orphan mouse who does not know his own birthday. To make up for never having a birthday of his own, he hosts parties for children, and his middle name is Entertainment. That's what the E stands for. Um, hey, Taro says, I did that in Germany in a pile of leaves. So I said that uh, uh, talking about Chuck E. Cheese and talking about being lonesome and all by your lonesome. Um, who's going to be out on an island this weekend? Are they going to send? Are they going to be able to stop um, the wide receivers of Kansas City that after playing the Ravens, we see that they are greatly improved from when they played.
Well, the question is going to be on both sides of the ball for the wide receivers. Are they showing up to the game with stick them on the gloves or they got grease on them? So, okay. Okay, because those drop passes are going to make a big difference in this game. And, as far as being an orphan and whatnot, um, the secondary of both teams have got, if they play one on one, it's going to be a long day on both sides of the ball. But they go to a cover two, it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be about precision. And both of these quarterbacks have precision throws, and they can get rid of the ball quickly. Um, but I caution Purdy with some of his throws when he's about to be sacked. Instead of him trying to throw it away, he's flicking it downfield
Oh yeah,
and into some dangerous situations. If he does that in this Super Bowl, those balls are going to be picked off versus being just flicked downfield and falling idle. Um, and he gets some of that from watching Mahomes, but Mahomes' baseball style of playing football is comes into play with him throwing those sidearm and underarm passes and other things and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see who stays in the cover two and who cheats to try to cover the run and ends up getting burnt because they got sucked in.
absolutely. I wholeheartedly, wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree. So we'll have to see who falls under the Chuck E. Cheese rule in this football game. Eric Bieniemy, and we had a statement saying earlier today that Eric Bieniemy was back with Kansas City as an offensive advisor. Then I saw another statement saying that he just went by there to visit. Um, what's your take, man, on what Washington has done with Eric Bieniemy and how they've treated him?
It was a bad move on his part to go to Washington. um, joining the Rivera gang, and now being left as the man holding the bag, um, and being looked at as if he's not capable of carrying the load on the offense. And this is his last year to prove that he can. When he's done it before, you don't know how much freedom he had to operate, and now he's being looked at as inferior versus superior because he did a good job in Kansas, and now you go to Washington, and Washington lays an egg, barely winning 4 games out of the season, and they're looking at it as if it's your fault. But um, he left before his time, and now he's got to deal with that. And with the new ownership and whatnot, I don't know how much of an opportunity they're going to give him to prove himself, and how much of an opportunity does he get to say in who ends up in that offensive line, and from the quarterback on down, so that he can show that his capability as an offensive coordinator and possibly head coach.
Absolutely. And I think he's done with Washington.
They just haven't said it, but I mean, you've done everything else but say it.
I think Dan Quinn came out and said it. I don't think I have the quote, but I did see I did have the quote earlier where Dan Quinn just came out and said, yeah, he won't be returning as our offensive coordinator. He was saying in so many words, I won't be working with him. And I thought it was pretty I thought it was pretty awful, how he was treated. But then, just like you said, you're saying Tyrone saying the same thing. Um, um, you know, he should have never went there. He knew they were going to have new ownership. With that comes new coaching staff, and people usually new broom sweeps clean. The old saying we have, and that's what usually happens. They bring their own people in, and yeah, he's done. They got an offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator, as a matter of fact, I think they. I
From
don't know
Arizona.
if they.
From
Yeah,
Arizona, right?
yeah, I don't know if they're wooing Caleb, because didn't they say that guy was the coordinator, Caleb's coordinator at the college,
Yep.
and so they're number 2. They got the number 2 draft pick, right?
Yep.
So I know that Caleb was saying he didn't want to go to number 1, because I think who's number 1, Carolina or the Bears.
Should be Carolina.
Yeah, I know Caleb was. Well, he ain't going to Carolina. Carolina not gonna get him. I doubt that. I don't see them choosing Caleb.
You have 4 or 5 good picks at quarterback coming out this year. So if they miss Caleb, they'll still be okay.
Right. He said Chicago is number 1. Right. And Caleb was saying he didn't want to go to Chicago. And let me see here. And he said, "Oh, they got Carolina. Yeah, they got Carolina's pick. So yeah, Chicago got as Carolina's pick."
So beyond that, speaking of these quarterbacks, what is Dallas doing with Trey Lance?
Man, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if they got Trey Lance making ball peanuts at I think they got Trey Lance making ball peanuts. Ball peanuts, get your ball peanuts. Then they got making it for home games, and then you get a signature on your ball peanut bag. Trey Lance. I think that's what's going on, man. But hey, as far as them guys go, oh man, let me tell you something. They're gonna have to really show me a lot to get me back on the wagon again. I'm being totally apprehensive this year, especially after this coming year, especially after this year, this debacle and the craziness of the game with Green Bay. Absolutely. Tyrone said Trey better go to the XFL or Canada. Man, Trey Lance is a good quarterback. And you know what? I say these teams don't know how to use him, and they don't put that time in with Trey Lance.
Well, he got hurt out there in San Francisco and never really recovered. And unfortunately, when he started coming back on the men's, he just got outplayed.
Yeah.
He got outplayed by Purdy, and then Purdy proved that with Shanahan that he was the right choice for San Francisco to move forward. But Dallas went and got him, but what did you go get him for? And I'm still trying to figure that out because you're not going to put him in front of Rush. You're not going to put him in front of Dak. You're not grooming him because in a couple of these 40-point blowout games that Dallas had during the course of the season, you should have put him on the field
Yeah.
to get him some reps, some experience under your tutelage, and they didn't take advantage of any of those situations with him or Rush. Um, and now here you are in the off season, and you got him on a roster. You're just paying him. So what are you doing with him?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
And
that's a good question.
you don't even hear any buzz about him.
That's a good question. It's just like that. You got that motor in the backyard, with that transmission, and they're sitting over there and they got that oil dropping out of it. And people say, "Hey man, let me buy that motor, man. Let me get that transmission." Nah, man, I'm rebuilding something. And 2 years from now, that thing's still sitting back there. Hey, let me get that. Hey, nah, man, I'm rebuilding now. I'm rebuilding something. Tyrone Simmons says Cornell, that guy don't have much experience at quarterback. He was recruited highly at safety only. Division II schools wanted him as a quarterback. Okay. All right, Tyrone. All right, Tyrone. Ain't nobody doubting you, man. Nobody doubting you, man. Nobody doubting
Tyrone,
you.
in that case, um, we could use help at safety. I'd like to see him out there trying to do that. I want to see him
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah.
I want to see him other than ride the pine and rest his spine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We say ride the pine and rest his spine. That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right. We want to see him do something other than that. I'm gonna pass on old Warren on this one because I gotta read this, man. This is crazy. And man, it's so little over there. Let me go and pull it up on my computer so I can read it. What's nuts is the Japanese embassy in Washington issued a letter reassuring the public that Taylor Swift will make it to see her beau, Travis Kelce, play in the Super Bowl. Now you can't make this up, man. Next weekend, even though she's performing in Tokyo the night before. Then that boy gonna send it on an official letterhead, and here's what it says. I tell you, if I didn't see this myself, I said, boy, I'm cheering for them. February 2nd, 2024, Embassy of Japan in the USA statement. The Embassy of Japan in the United States is aware of recent media reports concerning the steps Taylor Swift will need to take to travel from Tokyo after her concert on February 10th to Las Vegas in time to watch the Kansas City Chiefs play in Super Bowl. What is that, 58, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 58. Hey, my math teacher would be proud of me. Despite the 12-hour flight and 17-hour time difference, the embassy can confidently speak now to say that if she departs Tokyo in the evening after her concert, she will comfortably arrive in Las Vegas before the Super Bowl begins. We know that many people in Japan are excited to experience Taylor Swift's Eras tour, so we wanted to confirm that anyone concerned can be fearless now in knowing that this talented performer can wow Japanese audiences and still make it to Las Vegas to support the Chiefs when they take the field for the Super Bowl wearing red. So I just me and the crickets, don't understand. We dumbfounded. We lost, but that's from the Japanese embassy, brother.
But see, when you have $1 billion as a status, I'm just saying. When your status has joined the $1 billion club,
Yeah.
everybody pays attention to what you're doing.
That sounded like a press release though.
Yep.
It sounded like they was pumping her up, right?
It's all free publicity.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's the American way. I got to get in the news. I got to go slap Cat Williams. I'm gonna get you to go with me and a couple other your friends that's trained hand-to-hand combat, and I ain't gonna slap him hard. Matter of fact, I'll give him a little bit of change to slap him. I'm gonna say, Cat,
It ain't gonna take much. You ain't never seen him win a physical fight. He might
dog.
win it. He might win it with his mouth, but he don't win it with
Yeah.
nothing else.
I don't know though, because he's kind of fast. He's fast as a bobcat. He might take me down, and then in that case, that'll be even worse, boy. I tell you. Tyrone Simmons says he's gonna be a heck of a clipboard holder, and then Tyrone Simmons goes on to say, "Man, that plane gonna be stuck on the runway." And he says, "Money, money, money, money."
All I know is her private jet is gonna be breaking the sound barrier to get back here.
Boy, they could be rolling, ain't they?
Okay.
They could be rolling. They'd be probably playing Tootsie Roll, Tootsie Roll, Tootsie Roll. That thing would be rolling to get back here, Yes, sir. And so now, number 18, slide number 18, we were at the score. ESPN analysts, 60 experts picked the winner of the 49ers Chiefs game. The final score of the game, and they were asked who they think would be the Super Bowl MVP. So the Chiefs were favored by 49 of them. That's 76.6%, Tyrone. 76.6%, Tyrone. The experts say that y'all gonna lose, Tyrone. While the 49ers claim 15 votes, 23.4%. The most common predicted final scores were 27-24, picked by 8 of our experts, and 27-21, picked by 7. The lowest combined total was 37, 20-17. The highest was 64, 34-30. The largest margin of victory predicted was 20 points, 34-14, and 52 experts said this game will be decided by a touchdown or less. So, we are at the pick part. We are at the picking part. What say you, Patrick, for the picking part? Tyrone says, I know a few folks on the flight line. Tyrone, you see Tyrone. Tyrone, this is your chance, man, to get on the board. Hey, I'll get you a doggone 360 We Them Boys podcast t-shirt. Hey, man, just be out there at that runway. And matter of fact, just go ahead, have your Army uniform on and everything, and meet Taylor out there, bro. This your chance, Tyrone. This your chance. Be out there at that runway, Tyrone. Meet Taylor. Hey, say, hey, Miss Swift, let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and escort you to your seat. And while you escorting her to the seat, hey man, go ahead. This is your big chance. Hey, get that good deep voice and just hum the Star Spangled Banner. She'll say, I'll never forget. There was this young gentleman named Tyrone, and then she might make that on one of her new songs, man, or something like that. Or you might even be a backup singer. Or I see you up there, Tyrone. I can see you now, Tyrone, with the doggone tambourine in your hand, like Josie and the Pussycats used to. I can see it, Tyrone. This is your chance. Tyrone said, what? He said, never mind. I want to see her narrow black crying when we win. Tyrone!
I hear you, Tyrone, but I got this game in Kansas City 33-24.
Yeah, Tyrone, and I'm gonna call this game Kansas City. I mean, if it happens like I wanted it to happen, 34-10. But Of course, I'm not gonna have it my way. So I gotta give y'all respect. But I do
I can.
say, I do say 34 to 20.
Either way, both sets of numbers are I have them on the board. So
Tyrone, what's the score gonna be, Tyrone? And you know what? Either way, it's gonna be it's gonna be, whatever is the best storyline. Cause we know they've been trying to really pretty up old Purdy all year. And Tyrone's stupid. He said, darn bag of bones. I hope everyone pick against them. Tyrone, now she is your national hero. I was about to get you a Taylor Swift Kansas City jersey shirt. A Taylor Swift Kansas City on one side, San Francisco Super Bowl commemorative shirt. Man, you want one of them, man.
now, Tyrone, I chose Kansas City over San Francisco because I don't want San Francisco to get to 6 before we do. Okay.
Tyrone says, I don't say darn. You know what I said. Oh, gosh. Oh, God. And so Tyrone and Pat, also, Patrick Mahomes was the most common pick to win Super Bowl MVP, collecting 38 of 64 votes. So that's 59.3%. Once again, we're going back to, what the sports analysts were saying. And Mahomes is looking to claim his third career Super Bowl MVP. Travis Kelce and Christian McCaffrey were next with 9 votes each. They got 14% of the vote. Brock Purdy received 3 votes. He's got 4.6%. And Fred Warner received 2 votes, 3.1%. Chris Jones, Deebo Samuel, and Isaiah Pacheco received 1 vote each, 1.5%. And I'm going to give Deebo Samuel a vote also, just as according to what clutch he wear to go with his ensemble. If he wears black Louis Vuitton with the black clutch, I'll go ahead and give him a vote. I'll give him my vote for MVP of the game, but just for best dress, because that when he wear that clutch, that Louis Vuitton clutch, and he come in there, boy, Debo be shutting it down. I think he's on the runway.
Yeah, he looks sweet like that.
He said, man, Kermit and his pa need to go smoke some doobies. Oh. But yeah, Tyrone, that's what they're saying, man. That's what they're saying. And I think there was something else too about San Francisco wasn't happy with their practice field, because they had the outdoor practice field, right? And the lawn was kind of jacked up when they first got there. And I think KC had the indoor practice facility. Boy, they treat their boy like a redhead stepchild, boy. KC had the indoor practice facility.
But KC practiced on the Raiders field, whereas San Francisco practiced at UCLA at University of Nevada.
Right, and it was outside.
Yeah,
they weren't happy about that. They weren't happy about the field and everything. They were, because I think Debo had got his Louis Vuitton shoes. Debo got them scuffed up. It got a little mud on it, and that's uncalled for. I mean, even me, I got that's uncalled for, Patrick. That's uncalled for. Genghis Khan once ordered his starving army to eat every 10th man. So that's Genghis Khan now. He once ordered his starving army to eat every 10th man. Based on what we've seen this year, or just to say in the past couple weeks in these playoffs, who is the dog? Is Kansas City the dog, or is San Francisco the dog?
I'm about to get a dog to be San Francisco with McCaffrey. Now, is Kansas City the dog catcher? We'll find out.
All right. So you say Kansas City is, you say San Francisco is the dog, but you say we gonna see if these boys the dog catcher. All right. Okay. All right. Tyrone, are y'all have y'all been the dog, or has Kansas City been the dog? I saw it as Kansas City reminds me of, you remember that year that the Giants went on the road, came on the road, and they used to peak right at the right time of the season.
When they would peak at the beginning of December.
At the beginning of December, yes, sir. Tyrone said they're gonna look like the dog catcher on Friday. All right, all right. So Tyrone, you say they're gonna look like Willie. Willie, you're a dog catcher. You ain't nothing but a dog catcher, Willie. That's all you are, Willie. A dog catcher. Yeah, Ty. They remind me kind of those Kansas City. I mean, remind me of those Giants. Went on the road, came to Dallas, beat Dallas, went to Green Bay. Remember that? Beat Green Bay. Both teams had better personnel, but the Giants was clicking. You remember? Went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl. Didn't start peaking until December. Came down there, beat us with Tony Romo and Antio.
Yep. So it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be interesting.
Tyrone said they're gonna bite him in the derriere, in the hinder part. That's what Tyrone said they're gonna bite him. You remember what Willie said, though? Willie said, I'll grab that dog and I'll shake him. Tyrone, we're gonna see if Willie gonna grab y'all and shake y'all. We're gonna see what Willie gonna do. I just wanted to put this picture up of Kadarius Toney just to tell you that if you see this man at a convenience store, buy this man some chips and a soda. Don't put this man through anything, because Kadarius really looks at that picture right there. He looked like he ready to tear something up. He looked like he ain't been dropping the ball.
He looked like he got something to prove.
Yeah, but didn't they deactivated him, didn't they?
I'm not sure if they deactivated him or not, because I haven't been looking at who's active and who's not for this.
Yeah, I know they deactivated him for last game. Tyrone said Willie was stuck on the toilet. All right, Tyrone. Tyrone, don't you refute the power of the dog catcher? And we also heard that Harbaugh and Emmanuel Ocho had said something about the quarterback Herbert, and he was talking big trash about him. Saying he never done nothing. Harbaugh said whenever Emmanuel Ocho gets canned at FS1 rather, let him know I need a water boy position filled. Woo, woo. Miami Dolphins went out and they officially hired Anthony Weaver as their new defensive coordinator. I think Weaver is from the Ravens. Weaver came over from the Ravens. Tyrone says, bang, bang. All right, Tyrone. We talked about this last week in Norway. People use the word Texas as slang for crazy. Doesn't refer to a person, but rather a chaotic atmosphere. So saying a party was totally crazy would be meaning it was totally Texas. It was Texas. And so I say the same thing. You see me, little madman on the couch once again. I'm not going over that again. It just makes me angry. And I think I already went over my fish. We talked about ancient Greece last week. I think we talked about that also. Yes, I wanted to mention this because Tyrone, you need to know this. This is going to help you, Tyrone. Once a year in parts of England, flying ants migrate. Seagulls catch and eat them and become drunk off the ants' formic acid, causing them to crash into buildings and hit moving cars. So be careful, Tyrone, if you see those low flying seagulls coming all over the place, crashing in the cars. And Tyrone, we just hope that the 49ers are not those seagulls crashing. Then this is my last fact for the night. The inventor of Vaseline was such a firm believer in its medicinal properties that he claimed to have eaten a spoonful of it every day during a bout of pleurisy in his 50s. He ordered his nurse to cover him from head to toe in the substance, and soon he recovered. He lived to be 96. So, Tyrone, absolutely. And we got a brother, we got the Smitty. He says 49ers. Okay, all right, Smitty, we hear you. He says 49ers. So, Smitty, what's going to be the final score? What are y'all going to win by? What's going to be the final score? Okay, Smitty says that Warner is going to guard Kelsey. All right. Might be a tall order. He said that, Tyrone. Tyrone is a fabulous show. Tyrone, I think this guy right here, I don't know who this guy was, Tyrone, but this is the last fact for the night. In 2016, a wanted man thought his mugshot made him look terrible, so he sent the police a selfie and asked them to replace it. Talking about being too bright. Hey, what's those saying? Too cool for school. And so that's our wrap, man. You know, me and Patrick, we have picked the 49ers and bad. Tyrone said big dummy for Lamont. The bad man said, wow. Yep. The guy didn't want to, he didn't want to look bad. So he sent his own picture in. Absolutely. Sent his own picture in. And so, man, I'm so thankful to Tyrone, my brother Smitty, for showing up tonight. I think the Smitty first time. Good to have him. Wherever Big Head Letitia West is at, you know, didn't have time to call it tonight. We ain't trying to hold the show over. Prayers with our brother Patrick. He's going to be getting on the road here tomorrow. Keep Patrick and his family lifted in your prayers. Also, and we're glad that he's with us tonight. Bubba came on the show earlier 2 times. He couldn't hear me, and Bubba went back to sleep. So I hope that maybe he might be putting some oil on that door, Patrick, that that horror movie door. But hey, man, all of you, man, we said Pat.
I'm gonna leave that oil and that Vaseline alone. Look what Tyrone said. He said Bubba eating some chicken skin. Boy, Tyrone, you ain't no good, boy. You ain't no good. No good, man. Hey, man, it's Super Bowl time, man, and hoping everybody be safe. If you gonna drink, don't drive. Stay home. Don't do it. Amen. Stay home if you go drink. Don't drive, man. Don't get on the highway. Don't get on the highway and drive, man.
Oh yeah, can I get
yeah. We.
Oh yeah, can I get chicken tuna?
You'd have to listen to that a few times to get to understand what he
actually. Can I get number tuna plate? Number stick 5P.
You want a what, sir?
A chicken tuna. A tuna combo.
Oh, what combo?
Strawberry. Man, tell them people out my man. Man. I said 5-piece tuna.
Are you talking about tenders?
She said she don't hear me.
Five-piece tender. Yeah, he said he want the 5-piece tender. Oh gosh. So hey man, Patrick, you got any final words?
Now, I expect for it to be a good game. I just want the teams to play, bring their A games, and don't leave it in the hand of the referees.
Absolutely. And I'm not even putting up Tyrone's last statement because he's off the chain. Can you see it?
I
It's
see
not
it.
that one. Yeah, you see, I'm not putting that one up. Tyrone is ridiculous tonight. Tyrone.
At least he said put it on the door.
No, he got another one down there. I ain't putting that one up because I know I can't fix that one. But hey, man, Pat, thanks for being here, man. Thanks Tyrone. Thanks Junior Donkey for stopping by. Bam Mab, my homeboy. Hey, man, Bubba, even though Bubba didn't stay, thank Bubba for stopping by too, really quickly. If you got friends like this, guys, change your friends.
Oh, Mike, you're a bad influence on me.
How am I a bad influence on you?
You are. You're a bad influence on me. I was shy when I came to high school in 9th grade.
You wasn't shy about going in the lunch line.
And if you got friends like that, you don't need enemies. I'm just letting you know right now. And Tyrone said he's like a squirrel. Yeah, he is like a squirrel, Tyrone, but I put that other thing up you said. Yeah. But hey, man, we want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Hey, let us know, keep us abreast about when you get down there, brother. Let us know you get there safe and everything, all right?
Will do.
God bless on your families. Go 49ers. Dang, that COVID came back. Go Kansas City. We will see you guys on next week with our Super Bowl breakdown. Our last game, our last football show for quite a while until the draft comes up. Super Bowl breakdown next week. Have a good week, y'all. And go 49ers. Go Kansas City.
All right.